That boy who used to spend days in the garage with only his imagination and a couple hand tools has gotten lost in the grind of the real world. I think it's time we find him. Today's woodworking project is a great little scrap wood idea, and one I've been eyeing for a couple weeks now. And after a week of building another horse stall in the barn, I needed something a little more laid back. Winter is coming and it's tough. The skinny jeans got put away and the fleece-lined sailor pants came out. But man, oh man, do they feel nice first thing on a frost-filled morning. We got a good one today, and scrap 2x6s are perfect. We need 4 of them, about 17 inches. If you don't have them, then glue up some 2x4s. And it looks like I'm going to be one short. So I grab a 2x4, check for nails, and hit the table saw up. I'll be honest, if I wasn't so stretched for time this week, I would do them all from 2x4s. I'd rather save this hunk of 2x6 for a later date. I always try to use the minimum I can. It takes a lot of time, but knowing I did it for next to nothing, come on, that's priceless. I cut the roundovers off on each of the sides. Then I glue it up, tight bond 3, as I never know where these will end up. Inside, windowsill, outside on the porch stairs. Give them a quick clamp and wipe down the excess glue. Okay, so there is a little 3D hand-carved look we're going for. A very easy style. I saw this piece a few weeks back. Got all excited because I knew I could do it from 2x4s, and I have a lot of them. Then I saw it was a knockoff mass-produced project, and the vintage they talked about was vintage inspired. That kind of pissed me off, but I saved the look, Googled or Loogled it, and found several more pieces in antique stores similar. And then I found one marked primitive, clearly handmade, no time frame, but it didn't matter. Because between those 2 pieces, this build was born. You can probably tell what I'm going for at this point. Just freehanding it here, the base of the swan here, then moving on to the neck. The piece that's in glue up will be the middle of the 3 bottom stack. I'll have some work to do when it comes out of glue up, but until then we can draw this out and go from there. I want the head down a little bit, pronounced beak, nice curve to the neck, and in truth, I like the head a lot. The body seems a little drawn out at this point, but let's keep it for now. We can always cut it back later when we get all the pieces together. I'll do the one side for now, then trace my final lines over to the other. At 1.5 inches, it's pushing my scroll saw, but I don't have a bandsaw, and my jigsaw, well, I always rush it and bend the blade, so scroll saw it is. Just take your time. Grab the blade you can with the least amount of teeth per inch. I have 12 on this because Christmas is coming and my 8 TPI is on the list, along with a spiral blade. If you use a scroll saw, I highly recommend a pedal for it. It makes it truly hand-free. Just make sure if you're changing the blade, you actually turn the machine off so you don't accidentally step on the pedal and start it sawing again. I cut a couple 45s with the miter saw to knock the edges off more, then pull out the wen, the other one, and sand into the curves. At this point, I wish I had a spindle sander, but I'll make do with what I have. It's 120 grit, probably should have gone 80 grit, but you guessed it, Santa Claus is coming to town. It's on the list. I sand everything as smooth as I can, using the combo wheel and belt sander, switching back and forth. For the swan head, I am aggressive with my roundover. Not meticulous, but aggressive, giving it that almost hand-done look. The side, I hold off temporarily until I trace it to the other side. Then we get that cut, then we sand away on both of those. I give the middle section a couple hours and glue up, 4 I think, before I move on to it. I need to get it glued and shot together and first coat a finish on tonight, so I'm pushing a little bit quicker than I would like. My first thought was I need to cut the width down, but now, after the layout, I'm thinking no. I like that little bit extra height to it to make the tail feathers stick and curl up. And it's looking rather funny. I'm not sure if I need to shorten the side pieces or where that tail should fall more in the back. This is where things can get funky for me. I love the on-the-fly changes, designing as I go, but boy, they can bog you down. And an hour build becomes 2, then 3. I decide to cut the middle section down and go from there. But since I didn't set myself up properly at the miter saw and kind of reached over the sander, I'm not going to show it to you. Be safe, people. Don't do me. I think I want the back to drop a little quicker here. So I hit the wend back up, sanding into the new curves. Liking that, I draw some new lines and hit up the scroll saw again. And I think I said it earlier, that 1.5 inches is pushing it, and it's me, so I pushed it even further, and twink! Yeah, the blade breaks. I put a new blade in and finish it off, then back to the sander. Scroll saw put away, I lay out for what I hope is the last time. Taking a blue pen, I mark the lines where I want heavy roundovers. This way I don't get too carried away on areas I don't want any. Then it's back to the wend, rounding all the edges over, heavy and aggressive on the other sides, lighter and more in tune with the 2x6 roundover on the inside. We're not trying to hide the fact that it's 3 different boards, so we keep those roundovers. I followed up with the orbital, then some hand sanding in tough places under the neck, or necks in my case, and the ugly and the ugly duckling becomes a swan. Then we head into the glue up. Tight bond 3 and finish nails. I'll be going for a country rustic look to this, so I'm not at all worried about the nails on the outside. I'll probably shoot some glue and sawdust in after a bit, then let it dry. Then again, I might not. So I got this great paint accessory kit sent to me a while back. I'll be giving their brushes a try out today. Came in a great little kit with everything, all those supplies you run out of all the time. Big rollers, small rollers, trays, brushes, and a lightsaber. This will come in handy when I paint my cathedral ceiling next spring. But for now, let's get that first distressing layer on. I want a grayish brown mess, watered down acrylic. You've seen me do this a lot. I just splotch it on, here, there, and everywhere. When dried, it'll get a great patina to the piece. Next, I coat the edges heavily with candle wax. This should allow me to sand, and anywhere the wax is, should show the distressed layer of gray beneath. Then it's chalk paint, latex white or acrylic, thickened with a little bit of plaster of Paris. I'm going light, not dry brushing, but similar to it. I want it fairly solid, maybe 90%, but distressed and worn down looking around the edges. Dried, we rough it up a bit. I don't want to go crazy, just a little rundown on the edges. The contrast makes the pieces look a little worn, a little used. Just like me, getting better with age. And here we are. This came out great. I couldn't be any more pleased with it. For fall, put some vines, some twine, a bow, some gourds around it. It's the perfect mantelpiece. Or sit it between plants, on the porch maybe. Christmas, dress it up with holly, some mistletoe, evergreen boughs. I love it. It's got that little bit of folk art meets country style, and it screams me. So, anyone going to give this a try? Or maybe did the 3D stagger look get your mind hopping in another direction? Because it did mine, but that will have to wait for another day. As always, thanks for watching and choosing to spend 15 minutes building with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Until the next time.